3 Heartwarming Tales, more or not on Spotify and Super Premium, and doing the simple things well. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by humans living in fragile equilibrium with AI, and brought to you by NoDisc, helping music, technology, and finance companies navigate the music industry, and partnered with Digital Music News. I'm Lars Murray. It's September 2nd, 2025. It's a combination Monday, and Tech Tuesday. But before we geek out, I've got 3 heartwarming tales for you this morning. Over the weekend, Oasis played 2 sold-out gigs at MetLife Stadium out in the swamps of Jersey, and it was a reminder that few sensations can beat the feeling of singing Don't Look Back in Anger at the top of your lungs with a few close friends and 60 or 70,000 happily inebriated, mostly British people. It's a little like going to a Taylor Swift or a BTS or maybe formerly a One Direction concert, except it's all grown-ups and everybody is actually singing instead of just shrieking. Just a reminder of what music does, and also a reminder that there's a lot of power in the simplicity of an act like Oasis. I'm not enough of an Oasis expert to say they've never been accused of overthinking, but they clearly are at their best when they're doing the simple things, which they do extremely well. But don't take my word for it. Andrew Unterberger wrote it up over at Billboard. Heartwarming story number 2 is about punks taking care of each other. Over at his Can't Get Much Higher blog, Dalla Riva talked to Louis Posen of Hopeless Records, who has spent 30 years putting out independent music, never selling out, and demonstrating that this is a relationship business. Notably, Hopeless, which was inspired by and nurtured by Fat Mike's legendary indie punk label Wreck Chords, or Fat Records, eventually inherited the Fat empire when it acquired Fat last year. Not because of some ruthless will to expansion on Louis Posen's part, but because it made sense, doing the simple things well. As for heartwarming tale number 3, it's always fun to report when good people get good jobs. So congrats to old friend Katie Studley, with whom we had the pleasure of doing business during her decade plus wearing the uniform, literally, and making the trains run on time at Jack White's Third Man Recordings. Congrats, Katie, for becoming head of country music editorial over at Spotify. As if we don't mention it enough here at Unlimited Supply, the world is still waiting for Spotify's Super Premium service. I hope they get their act together soon. And given Third Man's direct-to-consumer success, I'm sure Katie Studley has a lot to add to that conversation if asked. My advice to Spotify, make sure you ask. All right, let's geek out. As if we don't mention it enough here at Unlimited Supply, the world is still waiting for Spotify Super Premium service. In case you don't believe me that it's years overdue, well, the influential media maven Lucas Shaw echoed the sentiment at Bloomberg over the weekend. He quoted Spotify's Alex Norstrom, who, under recent questioning from analysts, basically said, "It's all very complex." Norstrom cited Spotify's reluctance to ship products prematurely, which of course is not really borne out in history. They've shipped a lot of bad ideas and pulled them back, and shipped a lot of good ideas and pulled them back too. But Super Premium is more of an existential matter for Spotify. There are a lot of hands in the till when it comes to your core music service, which is why it's undoubtedly taking so long to figure out. They have to get this one right. A lukewarm uptake of Super Premium among their customer base could really mess with their stock price, so this is very touchy ground. The popcorn is in the Unlimited Supply office popper as we watch this one. If you're a startup in music tech, you have 13 days left to enter Music Ally's 6th startup competition. The prizes are not life-changing, but there is a certain discipline to entering a startup competition, and the publicity can't hurt. Previous winners of note include Tickets for Good and Curve. Details are over at Music Ally. And switching over to the not-so-heartwarming tales, over at Music Business Worldwide, Mandy Dalligtug is reporting that the music licensing platform Jamendo is launching an AI-powered search function to help customers find the right music for the right purpose. That's the good part. The not-so-heartwarming part is at the same time, it's also accusing Suno and NVIDIA of stealing its data for AI training. Jamendo must feel like it's got a pretty good case suing those two. A lawsuit is just another day at the office for Suno and its legal war chest. And NVIDIA, which is one of the richest companies on the planet, has more of a war Alibaba's cave than just a war chest. Good luck, Jamendo. It's an AI jungle out there. Looking at the week ahead, the MTV Video Music Awards are this weekend in NYC. Actually, I mean Elmont, New York. Nope, not some vibey warehouse on the west side, not the Garden or even the Barclays. Nope, out on Long Island by the racetrack, beyond the reach of the subway. Have we learned nothing? Closing on a somber note, some sad news broke on Friday, just as we were publishing Unlimited Supply. We got the sad news that Peter Sinclair, the founder of Beat Bread, had tragically passed away at 50. Sinclair was instrumental in popularizing the market for independent artist finance with Beat Bread, a space that also includes Unlimited Supply sponsor Roy-Fi. I only met Peter once, but he was very gracious in a short meeting. We share countless friends in common. Condolences to his colleagues at Beat Bread, his family, and to his friends. Pete Sinclair, gone way, way too young at 50. Dylan Smith has more at Digital Music News. Support for Unlimited Supply is provided by Music Services, a division of CSAC Music Group. Music Services is pioneering technology, licensing, and administration solutions to meet the growing needs of record labels and publishers worldwide. For more on Music Services, visit musicservices.com. Our pick of the week this week is the best anthems ever. What's the best anthems ever? Well, it's an old CD that came out around the turn of the century. And in appreciation of English people singing at the top of their lungs, which we experienced this weekend at the Oasis show, well, just go check that out. The Best Anthems Ever doesn't exist as an album anymore, but it does exist as a playlist on both Spotify and Amazon Music, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button wherever you get your pods. I live for your praise and encouragement in person, but it helps a lot more if you drop us a rating and or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, and tell a friend or three, preferably 21 times. Links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com to sign up for our newsletter, to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest.